There are dark and unfathomable secrets discussed here. You will not attempt to understand them. There are dark and unfathomable secrets in this world. Mankind is not meant to know them. Agents of the program destroy the evidence and execute the practitioners of the knowledge these secrets impart. These recordings are the history of the failure of the program to do so. They always fail in the end. I've seen it. We've always seen it. We will always see it. We hope you enjoy your time with the program.
I was thinking if we could find a little more information about this church. This is either a cult that worships whatever this demon is in the Devil's Cave, or it's the keepers that know how to keep it in place. Or just some crazy people.
I mean, two of those three things sounds really interesting. I kind of want to go, but I also feel like I've been kind of forcing this trip a little bit, so I will leave it to you guys and what we do next.
I do think we should go and at least do a cursory search of this Devil's Cave, partly because I don't remember if we have any other leads at the moment.
I'm going to say it's probably like 5 o'clock right now, by the way.
I think, yeah, I mean, we should probably at least, like, check inside it. I mean...
After picking up some kerosene lamps or something like that.
Yeah, which I think we did on the way
back.
Yeah,
we've got those,
town.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Here, I'll pop you guys over to the major map of Marengo. So that's more like what you'd be looking at right now.
Yeah, this is a bit more useful than the random stretch of
yeah, sorry.
river. Oh, hey,
right.
There's that one church right there.
Thanks, Drew and Tony. I appreciate that. Yeah, so you guys are heading to the cave then?
Okay.
All right, so you head to the cave. Again, you park on the side of the highway, and you have to walk through the woods about 100 yards to get to this limestone jut. You climb up, and the pig is gone. And spray painted
animals?
Spray painted above the entrance to the cave is just a bunch of random symbols, satanic stars, a brimstone cross, if you're familiar with that, stuff like that.
Was that stuff not there before?
No.
So not taken by animals.
I mean, yeah, it was left there as a sacrifice for some sort of evil thing.
Sure, but I was wondering, like, before I looked up and saw symbols, the dead pig was gone. Maybe a wolf or a vulture or something came up and started eating it. But,
yeah, it was a good question. I was just hadn't finished setting the scene, and I figured it would answer your question when I said that.
So I saw that, then I looked up and didn't need to ask. I do not know about cults. Does anyone know what that stuff means?
I know a bunch about cults. I don't know if I know about this specific, what this is, but I assume, make a roll for it. I got a 50.
Yeah, you look it over and
49.
Nice. Yeah, you look it over, and it does not look. It's obviously spray painted on here. Like somebody did this quickly. And not with any intention other than to be creepy.
Lame.
Okay, so
if he shares that, then I look and see, is it the pig cleaned up well, or is it just that the body's gone and there's still blood and stuff?
No. Do you want to search for it? Do you have a search skill? I know, Agent.
Yes, I do. You want me to roll for that?
Nash, what's your search?
60.
Oh yeah, no, you find you look at the ground and you see like a sliding mark, like something's been drug into the cave, wet, zombie, nasty.
Into the cave. Okay. Well, I have the shotgun with me.
Right, yeah, I assume we're all going in as armed as we can be.
I'll take the C4. I have an amount of explosive experience.
I guess They give us
I have
all
a 20 in
handguns,
artillery.
right? Like they give us
Yes,
all
you all have
handguns in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have pistols.
Not very good with it, but
I've got a 40 in demolitions.
Does the flamethrower count as firearms or heavy weapon?
I mean, it's
probably heavy weapons based
Yeah.
on
unless
Then
it's
I do
strictly
not have
video
that.
game experience.
I mean, it's literally
Brother.
a firearm.
I need the flamer, the heavy flamer.
No, it's literally a fire gun.
It's actually it's called not a flamethrower, so that we could legally buy it from Tesla.
Yeah.
I was just wondering because then I will keep the shotgun and not have the flamethrower. I have no training in heavy weapons.
I'll take the flamethrower, but also keep the C4. Doc, you can use your busted ass hands, I guess.
My hands are fixed. Thank you very much.
No, they're not.
Because I'm a good doctor.
But they aren't, though.
But they are. I fixed them.
No, they're fixed tomorrow. You're at a disadvantage.
I look
tomorrow.
into the cave.
You look into the cave. You poke your head into the cave. As these two argue about whether or not his hands are okay. He's like, I'm fine, and he like grabs the bag and it drops off of his hand over the bandages. You step into the cave and you see that the pig corpse has been drugged into the just atrium. You have to turn sideways to get into the cave itself here. It's like a pretty narrow entrance. And it widens back out about 7 feet, 8 feet in. And it's dark. Like the sun can make it in sort of at this angle, but then it comes to a corner and you turn and it's black in front of you. You can't even see the walls. Still in this like kind of cramped space, but you using your flashlight or whatever you have here, you're still able to see like where this pig corpse was dragged into the cave still a little bit further.
Okay. Is this like a fancy shotgun that would have a flashlight on it that I could turn on?
No.
Okay. Well, that sucks. Because if possible, I would like to not rely solely on the kerosene lamp that I'd have to be holding, you know.
If you check your electronics, nothing is happening to them yet.
Right.
Or at all.
I follow. I
Okay, you
assume.
follow.
Yeah.
You keep going, and eventually you get to a part where the entrance to the cave gets down to where it's maybe 3 foot tall. You're gonna have to get on your hands and knees to climb through this section.
We should have brought headlamps.
If only we had a person who was a skilled cave diver. Yeah.
We cut out, cross-cut the scene. Nina Hartley is on Facebook playing Mouse Hunt. we cut back.
She's on Facebook playing Mouse Hunt, not going completely insane.
Man, I could have had a mouse hunt buddy
like I
and
was
somebody
in front.
uses a meat shield. Nina Hartley is the best. All right, yeah. I assume we go through. Like we have to, right? Like
Just
Yeah,
Nina
I think we
Hartley
have
and
to
her
keep
boyfriend,
rolling.
You're like, she's like, what's her deal?
just asking for a buddy. It's not for me.
Asking for a friend.
My girlfriend lives in
like the role
Canada.
play
I
that
have
scene.
one. I definitely have one.
But yeah, it's too late to try to rearrange anything, and I'm already the one in the front, so I guess I keep pushing forward with someone holding a light of some source behind me.
I assume we all have like our electric lights until they go out. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
we all have our flashlights
I'm
on it.
not using anything that takes fuel until I absolutely have to.
Right, I agree, but I'm also wanting to make sure I lead with the shotgun.
Yeah. I mean, like the rest of us have, I assume, are like I've got my light out, and I'm definitely behind you. So
Same.
Okay. Because I just
I'll bring up the rear.
I don't know how you're able to see on our hands and knees with me behind you with a flashlight, but we're doing our best.
It's currently
Figure it
3
out.
feet, so like I can be crawling and you can be over me or something.
Yeah.
Like we're not fully on our hands and knees completely yet.
Okay, that's fair. So yeah, we're doing that.
All right.
Weird.
You guys crawl through this cave entrance, and you feel a sticky substance on the floor of the cave here where this pig body had been drugged through by somebody. And you crawl for about 10 yards, and it starts to open back up again, and you're in this atrium. And by the way, you're crawling down, like at an angle downward.
Oh shit.
For about 10 yards. And you crawl through it, and you eventually get into this atrium area, a big open spot in the ground. by the temperature, you would say you're definitely below the ground level at this point between the walking and down you did and then down into the cave. And you take your lights and you shine them around, and you see this opening, and you see the pig corpse is laying in the center of this opening. And you see like some candles that are spread around it that have been burnt down. One of them is still lit. Looks like whoever did this just like left the candles burning when they left, and you see more darkness past the pig corpse.
Can I shine my light through? Try to like trace the walls.
Yeah, you
Kinda
trace
scan
the
the room
walls.
left to right.
You trace the walls. You don't see anything. I mean, it's a cave, man. It's dark. It's dark. You do see another passageway off past the pig's corpse.
Okay. How much fuel is in my flamethrower?
A full tank.
Everyone stand behind me.
Oh god.
You brought the flamethrower with you?
Why? Was I gonna
Wait,
not bring a
wait, sir.
flamethrower?
Yeah, what are we gonna do? Just keep it in the car?
Yeah. What's the point?
Hey,
of
could you
having
give us a flamethrower so we could leave it in the car?
I'm gonna use it to really to hit on this local cop. She's a real nice lady who plays mouse hunt. Just wanted to look like a cool guy.
With him saying that, I just kind of examine the far wall that is off to the right and just hope he doesn't aim my way.
No. So I'm gonna like very briefly just like boop, because like it's a big flame. It should illuminate briefly the entire area we're in, right? I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's like
yeah.
just get behind me, and everybody like I relay like, yeah, guys, I'm gonna just quickly burst this roughly towards that area. Look
Yeah,
around while I do this and see if we see anything. Okay.
How many times have you ever used a flamethrower?
It's got a trigger. It's not gonna like blow up.
You know what? Let's always
Like I
stand
said, I'm
where we
stand
examining
think
safely.
the far wall.
Yeah, and
be
then
safe.
we'll add 10 feet to what we think safety is.
I would
Flamethrower, go
like to
first.
remind everybody that not only is this a flamethrower, it's a flamethrower that the DNR took from some guy who made it homemade from spare parts
Well,
and confiscated
So
from
we'll all
it.
go to
That's-
safety and then
that's
add
new information.
30 feet, maybe
that's
40
new
feet.
information.
You know what?
No, he did
We'll all
say
go
that
back
last
to
week.
Oh,
the
did he?
the
Oh,
start
boy.
of the We'll all go back to the very beginning of the cave.
No. Okay, I agree. Like, be safe, but like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Be on the lookout. See if there's like writings anywhere. Like,
Yes.
like I personally, when I do this, I'm gonna be looking at like the cave walls, trying to see if there's more graffiti, weird stuff.
I'm just gonna be scanning for movement.
Okay,
So
All right,
am going
and
to say,
I do it now.
you burst this
so I
flamethrower,
don't get blinded.
and
Oh, fuck.
the two people with the eyes. Yeah, anybody who doesn't look away is temporarily blinded. And you do notice there's stuff spray painted all over the inside of this cave, and something has been carved into the cave itself off to the left.
Do I recognize it?
Yeah, you look at it, and it doesn't look like anything that was done by somebody who knows anything about the occult specifically. It's a lot of like Christian style imagery of there's like 7 crudely drawn wings, and like horns coming off of the center of the wings.
So
All.
I think this crudely done graffiti is some weird ward against whatever is in this cave. To keep it in this cave.
I think that whatever you say is more than any of us know, so...
I say
True.
they should have done a better job because clearly it's not working so well.
You said something was carved into the cave. Do I get to know what that is, or do I just notice it was carved?
The carved section is the 7-winged
The
figure, like the 7 wings around an orb
Did-
with horns coming off of the orb.
So that's
Did I
probably
miss
real.
something? Why aren't we using, like, our propane torches or whatever they are?
It's too dark.
Oh,
Yeah.
We're in like a big like window. Like I mean, it's like a
Okay.
windowless room that's I assume fairly large.
Yeah,
gotcha.
about
Okay.
30 feet across, about 15 feet high, and the pig is at the center of a roughly 25-foot span in the center, and then there's an area to the right back side of it that goes around the corner further, and
Gotcha.
you are seeing the 7-winged thing is on the left side, carved into the wall itself. It stands roughly 3 feet like across.
Gotcha.
And there's stuff spray painted just in general all over the inside of here. Random, just like swastikas and stuff like that.
Oh no.
You said
That seems
the...
pretty on par for Southern Indiana.
Yeah. Are they done right though? That's a real question.
Probably not.
No. Several poorly drawn swastikas.
You said that the
Half of them are
pig was
backwards.
in the circle with candles?
Yes, yeah, the pig corpse had been drug into the center of the room and candles had been spaced around it.
Are the candles lit?
That was my
One of
question.
them was lit.
Just the one? How many candles are there?
Thanks for the follow, Black Cat. One of the candles is lit. We got a follower. I was just
Oh,
announcing.
nice.
Hell yeah! Welcome to the club.
Cool.
We actually had quite a few followers earlier. Give him hell, which is Tony. General Checkmate. Club Gamer 6234167. Thank you, everybody, if you're still watching. Sorry for the interruption.
So how many candles are there?
There were 7 candles, but all but one of them had burned out, and it doesn't look like you're looking at it like they've burned out at random intervals. Doesn't look like somebody like specifically burnt them
Gotcha.
out.
But there's 7 candles, and that thing had 7 wings.
Yeah. Part of me starting to wonder, like, I think we assumed this stuff was happening because of nefarious bad stuff. They might all just be doing this to keep whatever's in here in here.
Your guess is as good as mine.
So there's a pathway that we saw in this room?
Yes, at the back
Yeah,
of
I
this
shine my
cave
flashlight up
area,
Can I go?
there's a pathway.
Can I go first? Can I go? I got a flamethrower. Can I go up front?
Honestly, please.
Sure.
Flamethrower takes the lead, and this area is rather small. You eventually have to turn sideways to cross through it. You are not going to be able to carry the flamethrower in front of you to cross through. You're going to have to put it on the ground and push it if you're going to want to pull it through.
Oh, I get to take it with me still? Heck yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
I
mean, it's
fully assume I'm going to have to
slow you
ban
down.
this thing eventually, but I'm taking as long as I can.
Yeah, so you put it on the ground. You're able to slide it because it's a little wider at the bottom of this area, and you slide it through, and you make it through. It takes you. You're pushing up this cave, this suffocating darkness. You feel pieces of the stone of the cave like pressing into your chest because even laid flat back against it as you're moving sideways, it's still just constricting in on you.
I hate everything about this. Both
Oh,
in
yeah.
character
I'm
and just
assuming-
listening to it described
Yeah.
just makes me unhappy.
Yeah, you turn and try to look, and you cut your nose on a piece of jutting rock that you wipe it against. And using your flashlight, you can't raise it up high enough to get to your head level
Yeah, I definitely
because it's
hate
so
this also.
tight. Yeah. But after doing this, what feels like hours. Sorry, Agent Johnny.
No, I'm assuming I was going second, just that we were first and second and we switched spots. With him having to push this shoddily made flamethrower, I'm
Homemade.
being a little further away than I probably should be.
It's okay, I'll be right behind you, buddy. How far do you think you are now?
I figured I would be 10, 15 feet behind him.
Yeah. So you guys are following at that level, and
Listen, guys, if this thing blows up 15 feet, not gonna. Come on. What difference does it make?
Yeah, if this thing blows up, I'm relying on Johnny's body to take most of the,
Man, if only we had an NPC that could not only navigate this cave but be a buffer for us and a flamethrower.
We're not using Nina as a buffer. I like Nina. I like Nina more than I like you.
That's fine.
You probably like her more than you like all of us.
I'd like her a ton if she died instead of me in a flamethrower accident. Throwing that.
I'd go to her funeral. I'd send flowers to her kids. Like she took a sort of a bullet for me.
She took a whole flamethrower for me. All right, we're shimmying. We're shimmying down this thing.
Yeah, you're shimmying, suffocating darkness.
Shimmy,
You
shimmy,
finally
shimmy.
get, after what feels like hours, in reality 6-7 minutes, you shimmy probably 30-ish yards, 40-ish yards, and you come into another opening, much smaller this time, only 10 feet across, by about 8 feet wide. And your flashlights, if you have them, start to at this point kind of dim out. And all of you, what's the highest awareness? I believe is the skill. Alertness. Who has the highest alertness?
70.
I've got
Me.
70.
Yeah, 70 has to be.
Yeah, 70 alertness. You feel like a humming is the only way to describe it in the bottoms of your feet.
So the ground's vibrating?
Yeah, just ever so slightly. You feel like it's just barely a vibration. If you ask the others if they notice it, they can't even tell.
Huh.
Even with my 60 alertness.
Yeah, even with a 16 alertness.
Yeah, I definitely can't then.
I'm just
Wait,
gonna point it
Yeah,
out.
you
so
all
everybody can look
feel
for it.
uncomfortable though. You do all feel like just a weird, uncomfortable sensation that you can't tell if it's just the nervousness of being now hundreds of feet. If anything were to approach you guys at this point, you're not escaping.
Yeah, I've had that in the back of my mind this entire time.
Yeah, what's
I
the,
hate that you have set
what's
this whole
our-
thing in a cave.
With our
Have
background.
we actually like gotten to a point where we're not crawling on our hands and knees
That was my
anymore?
question.
And
Yes, no, you guys are in an opening now. You're in an
Okay.
opening. It's roughly 8 feet wide, 10 feet deep.
Do we see
10
anything?
feet across. Sorry.
It's just a big
You
square.
do. There is a crudely carved altar at the back of this.
Jesus fuck.
And there is fallen stone to the right of it that looks like part of the cave gave way, and there is water bubbling up over to the right of it, like a natural spring, sort of about 4 feet wide.
Oh man.
That is separate from the rest. It looks like this used to be an like an opening area here, where this weird carved figure is, and this figure is like 6 foot figure carved into the stone itself. Next to that, like broken up, is an area of the cave that looks like recently, because there's areas where like there aren't even lichens growing up near the water, has fallen away and revealed this natural spring.
Good thing we have a bunch of explosives with us.
Yeah.
We're gonna drown in this cave.
We're gonna go deaf in this cave.
We're gonna die.
Something
in this
I
cave,
just
I'm gonna
thought
say it.
of. That would be too late to actually do now because we don't have it in game. There is a dye that the government uses to track how sewer systems flow. That would be a really nice thing to, drop in this little spring right now to see where it goes in town.
Turns the entire
Because-
water supply blue.
Yeah, I feel like that might arouse some suspicion.
Do I recognize this our
Which
altar?
would mean where we know where
Yes,
the water goes.
you actually do recognize this. This is the
Yeah.
first thing that you recognize as like an actual
I know what
figure.
this is.
Yeah. This is a deity that is common in Christian, like early Christian folklore, right when like paganism and Christianity were meeting. A green god or a forest god meshed with some kind of like strange angelic being. The 7 wing motif has been carved behind this thing, but it's got antlers, and the face itself just has slits for eyes and a slit for a mouth. And the body is actually pretty intricately carved out of this carved stone, to look like a human body, sort of, but it just melts into the stone below, like roughly where the umbilical cord would be attached.
So his belly button?
Yeah.
That's how I'm gonna refer to my belly button from now on.
And this is my umbilical cord attachment area.
Okay,
Doc.
so I know what this thing is, or I know anything about this thing. Like, I relay everything you just said to the party.
Possibly
obviously.
what its name is, so that we can call it by that.
Yeah, is this a good thing or a bad thing? So, like, I recognize it as a deity from, like, the sort of gray area between paganism and the takeover of Christianity. And I used to know what year that was, but we're not going to worry about it now.
Just based on the look of it and the fact that it's half pagan, half Christian, I'm gonna go with bad, probably.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, so like the common name for a figure like this, where it's like a weird pagan god mixed with a like a biblical angel, is a green seraphim. You're not sure if if this one is a more specific version of it, like if this is a specific green seraphim or not. But that is what this creature appears to be to you with your high occult skill.
Alright, cool. I go, this is a green seraphim. I tell you all the stuff that he just said. I don't know if it's bad or not. I'm sticking with my theory of everything we've run into is to keep whatever is in here in here.
It's not bad. It is it's confusing. So it's an early angel.
Yeah,
like
it is
it's
half
it's
angel,
a
just to
true
be
it's a
good.
true angel, like the angel that like do not be afraid, because it bursts into your sight as a creature with 7 wings made of fire in its center and blinds you for 7 minutes and gives you a DMT overdose. Like it's that kind of angel. It's not like a cutesy angel.
This angel likes to party.
It's final form Sephiroth.
This angel's
imagery
cool.
going on. Oh no,
So,
it's
yeah.
not.
pointing down because that's where you are in relation to me, in the stream. It likes fire just like you, so it's obviously good, right?
I mean, I'm on board. Do we see anything else in here?
Other than the spring bubbling away, not particularly. Unless, are you gonna invest? Are you gonna search? Like, just as a cursory glance, you don't notice anything else.
See, that spring makes me nervous. It makes me think that we're like currently underwater. So we got to be like real careful, because this whole thing could flood and we're gonna die.
I didn't crawl for like 40 minutes to just turn around and crawl.
I'm not saying turn around. I'm just saying I'm real nervous about it.
Yeah,
And
definitely keep the
I'm just gonna-
C4, you know, towards the back.
Oh, I was like, I thought you were gonna say keep the C4 ready. I was like, are you fucking insane? Are you an insane human being?
I mean, if it gets real bad, if we blow it up big enough, we could just swim to the top.
I'm gonna file that under last resort plans.
There are no first resorts, I don't think. I don't have a search, so if somebody wants to search before we move on, do so. But
We got a search of 50, so
I guess actually I take that back. There's no reason not to. We should all search because you get a default of 20. Like, you could roll a 1 and get it.
That is not necessarily how Dalt Screen works, though.
I guess you
the
can
highest.
fail. I guess
You can critically fail, but the highest search I will just take. You search, you look around. The two things catch everybody's eye. Well, sorry, one thing catches everybody's eye.
Everybody or just the person with the really
Everyone.
research? Okay.
There is no graffiti in this room, other than this image that is fairly clear. Like everything else has like glitching growing on it. No graffiti.
Is this the first time our electronics have malfunctioned?
Yes, as you started to get deeper and deeper into this area, that's when your malfunction started to malfunction. Your electronics started to malfunction.
Spray paint cans also malfunction this deep in the
I
game.
guess
Yeah.
something
Aerosols don't work.
we brought our go bags, but we didn't bring any sort of test kit, did we?
I
You
brought the
did
test
not.
kit.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's easier than making you guys go back and forth. So, works for me.
No,
So
I brought the test
then,
kit with my first aid kit. I said that in the first session that I put it in there.
Okay.
Would you be able to take a quick test tube of this stream right here?
Yeah,
Just so when we get out of here, we can do some sort of test.
that's a good call.
It's
I
just,
mean,
I take a
paramedic.
couple vials of the spring water.
does it look like anything other than water?
No, just pure, clean Indiana water. Smells a little bit
One of those
like
is it true?
clean. Smells a little bit like sulfur.
Oh, that kind of clean
Sulfur and
Indiana
heavy
water.
a
metal.
little bit of sulfur, whole
So
lot
it's
of
just normal
sadness.
Indiana water.
No, that's actually a thing. The
Yep.
water in southern Indiana, it's called Pluto water. Has high sulfur content. They used to sell it as health tonics in like the 1800s.
I'm
What
not
a time!
surprised.
What a time to be alive. Hey, here's a bunch of mercury. If you drink it, it'll cure whatever your diseases are.
There's a
I bet we
well.
could-
at the
if
French
Gwyneth
Casino.
Paltrow sold it right now, we could definitely make some money.
Only if she lets it pass through her body first. It's goop.
Don't
It's
let
liquid goop.
Stop, please no. I take some
Clearly,
vials
she
of the water.
bathes in it first.
No more, no more.
So with the search, Agent, I'll remember the names eventually. Agent Nash, with your search,
Nash.
you walk over to this spring, and are looking around with your kerosene lamp, and something catches your eye, like in the spring itself. There's something fluttering against like the side of the spring. And by the way, the spring goes into the wall and deep, like it's at ground level, but you hold your lamp up, it goes into the wall itself where this collapse has happened. You can't see like the bottom of it, even in the light. Even with the light source, you wouldn't be able to see it, even if it was only like 3 or 4 feet deep. But you see something like 2 feet in. Do you reach in
I'm
and grab
gonna
it?
hate asking this, but yeah, is it within arm's reach?
It is. It isn't with arm's reach.
Do it.
Be
I'd take
be
a step
ready.
back.
Yeah, be ready.
I got a
I'm
flamethrower.
I'm gonna go for it.
We're good.
Yeah,
I can heal you.
that doesn't help me at all. This is water.
If only we had an
Yeah,
NPC
yeah.
who could use their hand for this.
If only we had a water
Fuck
thrower.
off.
Yeah, I reach and I grab it.
You grab it and you pull, and it's stuck. You pull, and finally it tears away. And what you're left with in your hand is a piece of clothing.
Like a jacket.
It
What
looks
type of
to
clothing?
be it looks to be like a piece of like a tennis no, sorry, not it looks to be like a piece of like a
I ripped the shoe in
sweat
half?
like a sweatpants kind of material, like an
Okay.
athletic kind of material.
Does it does it have like blood or anything like that on it, or
You
Can I see
wouldn't be able
more
to
of it?
tell. You wouldn't be able to tell by looking at it because it's been underwater for so long. You'd have to get it tested.
right? But like it's not like stained or anything like that.
No.
Can I see anything else like looking further in, or
Yeah, you know it's it's so dark down here, and you're working off of a kerosene lamp. I mean, water just eats light, especially this low of a level of light from this point.
So somebody else is down here
or at least somebody's been down here,
and isn't wearing pants.
which
anymore.
I mean feels pretty. I don't know. Feels like a given at this point.
So
Feel like
sweatpants material is also the stuff they make like robes out of.
that'd be a
These
comfy robe.
Cultists are rocking some Adidas robes.
They're Slavic cults.
I mean, it doesn't need to be like. I mean, like, come on. Everybody in this game was in a fraternity in college. Don't tell me you don't know.
They worshipped the ancient god Addis.
Well, you guys decide what you're gonna do. I'm gonna run and grab a
Did
drink.
it?
All right, so I've returned. What did you guys decide to do?
We pushed forward.
You're gonna. What do you mean by push forward?
Is there? Oh, I assume.
People are still not at their computers. Tony's not there.
Okay.
Okay, well, but while we're waiting for him, is there not another path, or is this just an empty room?
The spring is your only way forward.
Like going into the water.
Yep.
We don't really have a great way to do that. Like, I assume we didn't also drag all of our scuba gear with us.
Yeah. Also,
God,
it's
no.
probably
I
like
hope not.
8 o'clock
I
by
won't
now.
do that
I would
again.
say.
I guess we research.
Ooh, that's a good question. Do we want to be down here in the middle of the night?
We don't want to be down here at all. This is what I propose. We get out, and tomorrow we go to that church and see if we can find Crazy Guy, or maybe somebody with similar knowledge to Crazy Guy who's maybe easier to talk to, and see what's up with this green seraphim we found. See if anybody knows what's up with that.
We could also go to like the public library and do like background research, basic stuff, you know?
We could.
We could also do that at the hotel in our rooms. But I'm not sure how much local knowledge would be around this.
I'm going to assume a lot. Everybody knows about this cave. Everybody knows that a demon was trapped in here. Crazy church guy was all about it, and the devil's real, and all this other stuff. Like,
Right, but the graffiti stopped in the last opening. So how many people come down to this part of it?
I think my theory of whatever is going on in here is meant to keep whatever is in there. I think the reason that inner room doesn't have graffiti, and it's just like an actual sort of like semi-sanctum, is because whoever is running this show is protecting that room. Like, I think if you graffitied that room, it would disappear. Like, I think somebody would go in there and make it go away. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, right.
We could try it. We could try like leaving something.
This place is built like a weird church. Like, it has a big atrium, and then it has like an inner part where like where like clearly some kind of ceremony is going on, and then there's like an inner part that clearly nobody's allowed to go into, which has its own altar and is its own sort of like semi-important religious whatever place. Like this cave is set up for cults, right? Like,
Sure.
we see this like progressive like privacy as we move through it.
Mm-hmm. I would say we set up some sort of camera or something, but electronics don't work down here.
They work in the second room.
That's true. I don't know if we have any.
Like, DNR, man, they gotta have a million game
Yeah, we
cams,
can get
right?
like trail cams.
Yeah.
We can set up a
but,
trail
like,
cam just watching the
actively
entrance.
with us.
Well, we're gonna
We're
go back to
gonna
our
come back,
rooms,
sure.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, but I was meaning something to leave now because they know the FBI, or we're calling ourselves the FBI, are in this area.
We are the
They
FBI.
might- Well, one of us is.
No, we're all the FBI. Isn't Delta Green a subdivision of the FBI?
We're basically just all pretending to be FBI agents
Oh,
in this
okay.
instance.
I had that mixed up.
We have fake credentials and everything. If on paper we are real agents.
I don't think we have a camera we can leave behind right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we're going to have to come back to set something else up. We can't
Stake
do
out.
it now. And
Stake out.
do we have camping supplies in the trucks that are on the side of the highway?
We only got to go overnight.
Right. I'm just thinking it would be obvious that there's federal cars parked on the side of the highway.
I mean, are our cars identifiable as FBI
I mean, they're
cars?
the
Not
big black
particularly.
SUVs.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, they
other
are?
than they're like, they don't have like FBI printed on the side of them, but yeah,
It's a big
they're
black car.
pretty identifiable. Yeah.
That's fair.
Especially in a small town where everyone knows each other.
I assume we're discussing this outside of the cave because we declared we were leaving.
Yeah. Did you guys turn around?
Yeah.
Or on the way
so
back,
you're.
at least.
You were waiting to hear. We were waiting for Tony to get back, so you guys could decide what you wanted to do. The only way you found to move forward was through to dive into the spring. So
Yeah, and I'm not doing that without.
Could we even get scuba equipment into this place? Like through
We got
those
a flamethrower in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it-
but I mean, I would assume the tank on the flamethrower is smaller than a tank on an oxygen line.
I don't know. It depends on the flamethrower.
So
That's
made.
true.
I'm assuming that the.
I'm assuming
one
it's it's like a cock gun with like a axe body spray cannon and a lighter.
It's
No,
just, yeah.
see, I was imagining a propane tank because it's some redneck jerry rigged it in his backyard.
Yeah.
I think mine's funnier.
I mean, it is, but again, not shoddily made, homemade. We don't know the quality of this thing. It could be a very well-made homemade flamethrower.
I mean, you shot it for what, 2 seconds?
Didn't blow up. We
Better
gathered
than I could do.
critical information. Tony, we're thinking about bailing on this cave. How do you feel about that?
I am so down for that.
All right, we
Yeah, I
bail on
think
this
we,
cave.
Can I hide something in like one of the corners to see if it gets moved?
Do it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what I could leave.
Yeah, let's make sure somebody knows we were in here.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm just curious to see how often it's,
I mean,
moved
we've got
through.
first aid kits. We can put like a band-aid on the statue.
No, don't fuck with the statue. Don't. You stay away from that statue. No. No.
It's a band-aid that would help.
I don't.
That way the statue knows we're friendly.
Yeah. Maybe it has a boo boo. Maybe it fell off its statue bike.
I mean, if we really want to cause some disruption in this cave, we could take the pig.
No, I don't want to touch that.
I'm just saying. Could take the pig.
But yeah, I agree with leaving something behind, even slightly hiding it, to show that someone was here, and then we can look for it when we come back.
Do it.
Yeah, I think we just to hand me like give me a piece of gauze or something.
We could just leave
You
the
know, like
flamethrower.
I'll stick it in like a crevice in the wall or something.
I don't think you would leave the flamethrower. You fought so hard to get it here.
Yeah, we're not leaving that
That's why
flamethrower
I'd
here.
leave.
Wait,
We're
you want to
coming
come back to a cultist with a flamethrower? No, thank you. That's not a fight I wanted to have.
Maybe they'll appreciate, like, things are being left here as, like, gifts. Maybe they'll be like,
Listen,
you know what? Thanks for the flamethrower. You're a
If
chill
there's
guy.
anything Ireland in the 70s has taught me, you don't just give random civilians flamethrowers.
Hey, the only thing that can stop a bad guy with a flamethrower is a good guy with a flamethrower.
But what if
We need
the
to make it
angel
harder for the
statue
bad guys to get the flamethrowers then.
alive and has the flamethrower?
Fine, whatever. We'll take the flamethrower with us.
We're not giving the Wendigo a flamethrower.
If anything, we should leave a little piece of the C4.
No, that's a terrible idea.
Attached to a wire.
This part of the cave is definitely underwater. Let's not do that. All right, we leave the thing. We can get out of here.
Okay. You guys exit the cave, and like I said, it was about 9 o'clock when you decided to exit. It takes you about 40 minutes between all the scraping and climbing and crawling to get back towards the entrance. So it's heading towards 10 as you exit the cave. Agent Nash, what was your alertness?
70.
70. Okay. Where do you guys go from here? Are you gonna go? You're gonna go back towards the cars?
Yeah,
Okay.
I recommend we stay like off to the side of the trail that we followed in.
So you guys walk, and you're heading back through the woods. It's a good 10, 15-minute walk through the forest to get back to the highway. And with your awareness of 70, Agent Nash, you hear something off in the distance, and then you hear a bullet flying past your head. What's everybody's dex score?
I yell drop. Get down. My dex is a 16.
Pretty high, actually. 14.
Yeah, 16.
You're 50 something. My dexterity is 10.
Imagine being less dexterous than a 50-something-year-old.
Hey, imagine being able to climb a fence.
Hey, fuck you.
Do I get a sense as to where the shot came from?
It's somewhere it's out towards the highway, probably.
Well,
Oh,
they're
so
firing on federal agents, so
From our car.
Technically.
I've got this gun.
Wait, we're in a car?
No, we're
No,
heading
I-
back to our cars. It's just they're
Okay,
between
that's what I
us
thought.
and the car.
But yeah, I'd turn off my flashlight.
I mean, I'm about to use the biggest light source we have, so...
I
That
move away from
Flamethrowers do have a surprisingly long range.
Yeah, it's like a 30-foot range on a
Yeah.
flamethrower.
Yeah, we're about to start a forest fire.
yeah, we're in a forest.
Hey, I'm with the FBI, not DNR.
Yeah, light the entire southern half of Indiana on fire and see how many people actually notice.
I mean, it's flood season. It might only be the bottom quarter.
Who cares?
I'm gonna add what's it called? Turn order for everybody in roll 20 so that we can keep this going. So if everybody wants to pop over to that, you should be able to see it here in a moment once I add everybody. Can you guys see the turn order?
Yep.
Okay, Nash, what
Yes.
was your dex? Barks, what was your dex? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
14, sorry, I was push to talk. Can you hear me?
Same.
Yes.
16 for Nash.
12 for Johnny.
Yeah, I got a 10.
All right, that actually works out. You guys are in the order already. Didn't even do it on purpose. All right, Nash, you get to go first. This bullet flies through the forest and doesn't hit any of you guys. What do you do?
Can I tell if it was like a warning shot or if it was like truly aimed at us? Like,
You can't. It was close enough that if they're giving you a warning shot, it wasn't by a wide margin.
Hmm.
But it wasn't like I mean, you heard the bullet hit like
Yeah.
foliage near you guys. Like they're not firing into the air.
I'm gonna try to find some cover to get behind and try to scan the horizon.
There's plenty of
see-
large trees, like rock kind
Mhm.
of outcroppings, areas where the forest floor goes up, and you could hide in the dip.
I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna try to motion to the rest to follow me to do it.
You guys hear a gunfire, a bullet. You hear it slam into a tree or something nearby, and Nash just screams, "Get down!" and dives behind a tree. Barks, what do you do?
I follow suit.
Okay, Johnny.
I go to behind a tree on the other side of the trail, so we're
Okay.
not all behind the same tree.
Cohen.
Like I said, I turn my
How close am I to the cave?
Oh, you guys probably would have been like 2 minutes away from the cave.
Oh, 2 minutes. I
Yeah.
gotta make that run. Okay, yeah, I also find the closest tree and pull my gun.
Yeah, you guys all jump behind some, and then you hear another shot, followed by several shots in close succession. So it sounds like someone's got like someone's shooting like a larger gun of some sort, and then you hear several shots of like a smaller gun of some sort, and then you guys hear the sound of tires peeling into the road.
Oh, so they just left?
And they probably hit our cars. We should probably follow.
Yeah, are we still in turn
What is
order?
this?
No, you would no longer be in turn order.
Yeah,
But
I
it
take
did
off running.
sound like
I run towards.
Yeah.
gun.
What was that, Johnny?
It sounded like two guns, two people.
Yes. Yeah, you heard two distinct guns, and it sounded like one vehicle, like taking off down the road.
Would I be able to tell by any means of like if it was two people and a driver or two people and one of them was the driver?
You're just too deep in the woods to have seen the car, seen the
Okay.
vehicle.
Yeah, I think we should just make our approach back to the vehicles and see what the damage is on them.
I take
Yeah,
off
you
running. I try to catch whatever I can before they're too far gone.
Yeah, you sprint, but I mean, it's thick undergrowth. You're off the highway in this like national forest. It takes you even at a full sprint, and I'm not gonna make you roll to see if you hurt yourself or sprain an ankle or anything.
I'm
A
very
solid
alright.
4 minutes, like 3-4 minutes, to get back to the car. And you're in a hilly area, lots of twists and turns. You don't see anything by the time you get there, other than the fact that your tires have all been slashed.
Cool.
Great.
You know, had this been northern Indiana, they would have been on blocks.
That's fair.
That's the next stop. We're all gonna go to Munster. I guess we start walking. Like we can't call a tow truck.
Do we have service again?
No, we're
No,
not.
you would
That's
not.
right. Shit,
The
yeah.
entire town does not have
Yeah.
cell phone service.
Well, we're dope.
Do
You
our
guys
cars
should probably
have triple
try
A?
to. You guys should probably try and requisite a satellite phone.
Right? Because
Do our cars have triple A?
I don't know. I would
Low jack, whatever.
At
I
the
would
very
guess.
least,
I would
our
say
cars,
that FBI cars probably do have a satellite.
they have radios.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you would have radios for sure.
I guess at the very least, yeah, we can contact like local cops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys get on the radio and you hit up some local cops.
Can I
They-
search around for,
they
like,
send
shell
some tow
casings?
trucks out for you. Yeah. Sure enough, good. With your search and by asking for it, because I didn't even think about that. You find you walk down the road. It looks like they probably headed away from town, based on where you find the shell casings on the
Mhm.
opposite side of the road.
Any
where you guys were
tracks?
parked.
Yeah. I was
You
going
don't
to
see
ask.
any. You don't see any tracks that are noticeable. They probably did pull off on the side of the road to fire at you guys, but I mean nothing
I'm gonna-
specific. It's kind of a smaller road with some gravel off to the side.
I'm gonna pocket.
you do You find several cases that appear to be 9mm. You find 5 of those, and you find 2 that are 30-06.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I am going to, like take some of them using some gloves from the forensics kit to see if we can get anything off of them.
Yep.
But
So
you
a
had said
hunting
there's
rifle
no
and a sidearm.
tracks.
No, sure. I mean, this isn't necessarily like a well-traveled road. It is a highway, but I mean, it's not something. It would be a highway that you would really only get on if you were going to Louisville or going to Bloomington, and you didn't live. You lived somewhere in the country out here. I don't know if you ever seen like a two-lane, like a highway with one lane going one way, one lane going the other way. Yeah, it's like a state road basically.
I'm gonna go stash the rifle so we don't freak out the tow truck driver.
Yeah. So yeah. The local cops come out and they get a report from you guys, and tow truck driver shows up, and sure enough, the cop that's on roll when you guys call in
what's his face?
Yep. Yeah, is
Noah?
Officer Noah Bueller, who steps out of his car and looks over at Agent Barks and just kind of like spits and walks over and says, so who'd you piss off?
Local yokels.
Well, wouldn't that be all of us? By your take, I'd assume.
Yeah. Yeah, it would.
Well, it's not like everybody that comes into town gets their tires slashed, but people around here don't like big government. Not really surprised it took them this long to hit you. What were you doing out here anyway?
Reading. What's it to you?
You know, I'm on this case too. Just curious. I'll get the updates 7 days from now when federally mandated you have to give them to me.
Will you?
Yeah, you will. That's
Could
the
you
thing.
read them?
I will read them, yeah.
But can you?
Yes, I
Are we antagonizing our only right out of
Hey,
here?
come on, yo. Let's all pile into this shitty Crown Vic.
I realize you're doing an illiterate joke.
I'll be way too close to friends for a little bit.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I can read.
I bet.
I don't would they not teach that for free where you're from? It's only the wealthy can afford schooling up north.
I don't even know what you think North is. Let's just get into your shitty Crown Vic and get out of here.
He's, oh no. You can ride with the tow truck. I don't got enough room in the Vic for all of you.
Oh no, I'm devastated. I get in the tow truck.
Yeah, so you get two, you get in the tow truck, two, you get in the Vic.
Can I
I'll
get
get
the
the
Vic?
Yeah, okay, and he drives you guys back into town. He says, I'll take you to the DNR station. I radioed in. Nina said she can take you back to your hotel.
Appreciate it coming out for us.
Yeah, they'll I don't know, we'll probably have new tires on your car in an hour or two. Do you want them to take this? There's a shop in Marengo. They could get you tires, or we can take it up to Paoli. It's where you're all staying.
Probably Paoli.
Paoli, 'cause otherwise I don't know how to get back here.
Paoli. All right, and he gets on the radio, and he gets on the radio to the tow truck. He's like, "Yeah, just take it to Paoli." Hangs it up, and
Hey, Noah.
he drops.
Hey, Officer
Yeah.
Noah, as we're riding our Crown Vic together.
Yeah.
What
Do you want me to hit the siren? Is that what you're gonna ask?
I mean, kind of, but no. Actually,
It's what most
I
people
only had
ask.
one thing. I now have two things. One thing, can I hit the siren?
Sure.
Yeah, I do. He goes, boo.
What's with that other guy?
He's a dick. Don't worry about him. Other thing. What do
I just want to be
you
helpful.
What do you know about this cave? There's some crazy churchy guy who was going nuts about that cave.
Oh, man.
What's
I
up
don't
with
know.
that?
I'm not from here originally. I moved here after I got married. But I don't know. You'd have to hit up some of the people that are more local. I've heard about it. Of course, cops, we go up there.
Who would
every
you
once in a
suggest I
while.
hit up?
Oh, you could go to the bar there in Marengo. Ask some of the local people there. My ex-wife knows a little bit about it. Of course, I think she's the one that told me the stories first off, but nobody believes any of that crap. They say the devil's trapped in a cave outside of southern Indiana. It's ridiculous.
Has anybody said anything about how the devil was trapped, other than the devil was trapped?
Never thought to ask.
That seems like the more interesting part of that story, don't you think?
I mean, these people right here, they believe, the older folks especially, believe all kinds of crazy stuff. There's there's that gravestone at that church where the chains grow on it, all that stuff. You ever heard that one?
No, tell me that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, there's a church about 40 minutes west of here, And man, I don't even know what the church is called. It hasn't been used as a church for a while, but it's got a graveyard, one of the oldest ones here in southern Indiana. And there's a grave marker there. It was old, and some like moss would grow on it as a chain. Supposedly, the person who was buried there was hung in a farming accident when a chain wrapped around his neck attached to a tractor and pulled him up a tree by the chain. And so they demolished the headstone, right? And they put a modern headstone in like the 80s, but the chain goes back. But I mean, I've been out.
Metagaming, is this a real thing that you heard in southern Indiana?
Yeah, I went and visited the headstone.
You kidding me? He has like at least 6 trucker caps from it.
Yeah, no, it is just an abandoned church. I mean, it's just an abandoned church with a really old graveyard on it. And if you go and look, there is one gravestone that's been replaced with like a newer gravestone, and there is like a dark line of something that's growing on it. And supposedly it's because the new gravestone, the chain can't fully grow, but I'm sure it's just like there's probably just like some kind of weird groundwater there that causes it to grow on stuff.
And
You know,
with
there's
this
also
other
there's
church,
the Devil's Throat in Shoals and the Jug Rock.
What's the jug?
So Jug Rock, it's the Shoals. It's their mascot for the town. There used to be a big river. They say it's underground now that ran through Shoals, and it carved out this rock where there's like a real skinny part at the bottom, and then it gets real fat at the top. It's kind of like a jug sitting on like a stick. And then there's the Devil's Throat, pretty close to the Jug Rock, about 5 miles up the road. That's actually pretty cool. There's one of them plaques like out by the old orphanage here in Marengo. If you've been up to see that one, there's one of them like state plaques. There's a sinkhole that's a natural spring in a sinkhole, and they say you can't swim to the bottom of it. It just goes down into the earth forever. They went down there and found like skeletons and like old wooden like horse-drawn carriages and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, that's a lot of information you just dumped on me there.
You guys are driving for like 30 minutes back to town, and he's just telling you all the weird stuff people talk about.
Oh man, that's crazy. You guys don't do anything with that sinkhole? You can't start like a scuba diving school or nothing? Like
I think like 5 or 6 years ago, some people went in there and found like an old like a car from like the 60s. Somebody had driven into it. It's only like 10 feet across.
So it doesn't go down forever if you found a car at the bottom, because you'd have to go to the bottom.
The car was like in it, like down deep in it, but not like they couldn't get to the bottom. You can't dive down deep enough.
So it's so deep that the density of the water prevented an entire car.
I imagine it just got wedged, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I'd assume. It's not real.
All right, I'll buy
it's just
that.
Local rumor.
So what you're talking about is technically possible in like the Mariana Trench. Okay, cool. That's a lot of info. Who else is in this car with me?
There's that town where they shot those people. The Black Plague. You ever heard of that one?
No, please tell me.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah, there's a town out about 30 minutes away from here. Back in like the late 1800s, there was an outbreak of the Black Plague. It's the National Guard marched down there, and if people tried to leave the town, they just shot them in the field as they were trying to escape the town. That one's actually true. I looked that one up.
I think I have heard about that one. Now that you mention it, I think I do know what that is. Oh man,
people have lived here for going on 300 years. Like, you know, people, I mean, have lived here for thousands of years if you believe all that stuff. But I mean, we know for a fact people have written about living here for 300 some years.
Yeah,
all kinds of crazy stories.
That car has probably been in that hole for at least 1,000 years.
Yeah, the 1200 Chevy Nova.
Yeah, it would be a Chevy, wouldn't it? Am I right? Yeah.
You got 5 Gs. Yeah, all you FBI guys ain't bad.
Have you heard anything like around town about this this case? Like, surely a small town like this would have.
My ex-wife found the first body. I'm sure you've heard about that. She was telling some crazy story about it looking at her. She's never seen a body before. Of course, being an officer, even in a small town like this, I've seen a couple. People can't take stuff like that, especially not her. She's always making stuff up.
Well, I was just curious because
No,
It is.
it's, I mean, everybody's talking about it. Nothing happens around here. Find some people murdered, especially weird ways. People talk about it for probably years to come. Probably be some kind of weird story. You come back here 10 years about you guys being from Mars or something. He says as he pulls into the DNR office.
Yes, that would be crazy.
That's gonna say. I give him a weird look, like.
Yeah.
All right.
He says, "Yeah, we'll run those casings, or you send them to Indy."
Yeah, we'll probably just send them
Yeah.
on. I mean, we see the models, so
Yeah, we'll
we got the calibers at least.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard telling. If you guys were up there at that cave, locals trying to just give you a scare, or people trying to get you not to go in there and mess with the cave. I know it's like a special place for some of the crazier people around town, but don't ask me.
Where would we find them? Those crazier people? Do
Which
they have
crazy
like
people?
Oh man, just drive down any one-lane road until you see like rusted metal in the yard, and you're probably found one of them.
What day of the week is it?
It's Friday.
Ah.
So it's like Friday at like 10:30 right now.
I didn't think you were gonna have an answer for that.
No,
I've been keeping.
well, because Friday is church day. That is why I ask.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait a whole week to go back for a service.
Right.
Well, he said church was Wednesday, Friday, Sunday.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Okay. Are we dropped off? Are we in Paoli?
Yes. Well, he dropped you off the DNR. Nina Hartley. She gets in her truck, which of course doesn't have enough room for all of you, and runs inside. And she comes back out with some keys to like a early 2010s Ford sedan you can all fit in. She goes, "Yeah, Dan said we could borrow his car. I gave him the keys to the truck."
Thanks, Dan.
And she laughs. Yeah, she says, "Yeah." So she drives you guys up there. Do you say anything to her?
Hmm.
Yeah, we really could have used you out there tonight. You want to come next time we go out to that cave?
I told you to come get me before you went to the cave.
You know what?
We tried to like get your attention or anything, but like we didn't see you in the lobby, so.
Man, I didn't really leave. It doesn't matter. Yeah, just let me know next time. And
She
shoots.
That's on us.
You guys, as you drive the like 30 minutes, she shoots, or 20 minutes, she shoots shit with you guys.
Yeah.
Drops you off at your hotel. She says, well, they'll have somebody from the tire store come pick you guys up. They said they should have the car.
They
ready
have
by,
more
like,
than
10 or
one
11.
employee.
Yeah, Paoli's a pretty big town around here.
Learn something new every day.
I mean, there's a hospital here. It's not that bad.
Yeah. Hey, we're probably gonna go to that cave on like
Does it
Monday.
run?
Probably Monday we're gonna be there. Just
Yeah.
in case we forget to let you know about it. It's probably around when we're gonna go. It's probably on Monday.
Okay. Yeah, just radio me. If I'm at the
Sure.
station, I can get messages.
Sure.
'Cause we got the Wi-Fi there. Yeah, and she drives off.
We hope you enjoyed the program. As always, this has been an Aureus Network production, published by arrangement with the Delta Green Partnership. The intellectual property known as Delta Green is a trademark and copyright owned by the Delta Green Partnership, who has licensed its use here. The contents of the show are Aureus Networks, excepting those elements that are components of the Delta Green intellectual property.